okay. Yep. Thank you for letting me
No
know.
sound,
Okay.
and we can't see you on Zoom. So.
And Zoom. Okay, there we go. Cool. Now there we go. All right. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. These things happen. Okay. All right. So as we continue, Tamaki had discovered that this was a tribe of ninjas, formerly known as the
Tsukitori.
Tsukitori, thank you. And the Tsukitori clan had been not heard from for the last decade, thanks to the insight bonus that we got from McBluff. Now, the figure comes to a halt at the front of what looks to be a grand villa. This, you believe, might have been the Grandmaster's house, as it were. As he arrives, he simply he kneels down in front of the entrance, and again, just sort of seems to be waiting for something.
I kind of to myself like prep a spell because I'm that like unhappy about being in ninjas quarters.
Liu will walk up to where the thing is kneeling and ask, "What is this place? And what are you here?"
He says, "This is the home of the Tsukitori, the honorable clan of ninjas that have safeguarded these areas for many, many years. The master is willing to accept the first clients that we have had in over a decade. You and your friends are welcome."
I was going to say, I thought they disappeared 10 years ago.
There's no one here.
If they were seen, they would hardly be skilled at their craft. They remain. They see and they hear you. You may make your request. He then bows at you, respectfully.
We don't have any money. They're mercenaries. He just when he hears a request and a mercenary speaking, he's like, "We don't have any money."
He turns to the Grand Master's chambers. Nothing is heard. He says, "This does not seem to bother the Grand Master. Depending on the task and the renown that it may bring, it may be worth the time of the Tsukitori to perform these tasks for you. What is the mission?"
We are attempting to pass through Nagajo to transport at the coast. The jungle is hardly our home, and as you've already seen, we've managed to get ourselves in some trouble. So, but the Tsukitori are it's hardly a glamorous job to be escort or guide.
The Tsukitori do not seek glamour. The master does not protest. Therefore, it seems as though your cause may be worthy. A journey through the jungles of Nagajo will be dangerous indeed. The wild animals are easy enough to avoid. However, the creatures that live here, the Nagaji, are well-known kidnappers and smugglers of those who travel unwarily into the jungle.
Oh, I guess I am appreciative of that. I also have a question, because you might be knowledgeable about other ninja clans.
I am afraid that my knowledge is limited, though you may feel free to ask anything of the Grand Master.
Yeah, so for the Grand Master, does he know about any clans that operate near and around the city of Goka?
He turns and faces the building. Before long, he turns back. It seems as though the Grand Master does not wish to share the information you seek.
Okay.
So, GM.
Yes.
Question about Pathfinder. Is there a skill or something which I can roll to? Well, basically, is there an insight check equivalent in Pathfinder which I could use to roll in order to
Perception.
yeah, just perception. Okay, then could I roll a perception, please, to essentially figure out whether this guy actually, whether there actually is a grandmaster, or if this guy is just completely nuts and thinks that there is.
It probably isn't very difficult after the second or third question to ascertain, because you'd also seen the injury, the wounds and stuff like that, the scratches on the walls and things like that. You're fairly sure that what has happened here is this place has come under a massive attack and the clan has likely been wiped out. This person does not seem to have accepted that in a way, and if the master doesn't respond, he is wording his questions well enough that he can interpret silence as a response.
Taisha's looking
Like,
at him and go,
like for example, when you ask to like, hey, can you escort us here? The master shows no resistance, therefore I am allowed to do this. The master chose not to share information, therefore you cannot have this information. So yeah, you've kind of figured this out.
okay, fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Taisha's gonna say, friend, I don't know how long you have been here, but there is no one here. It is just you.
That is how it may seem. I do, however, understand that those who do not keep their eyes open, for those who see the ninja clans and their operations, how it may appear as though no one is here.
And
This
those
is-
who do not, those who decide to stay blind to the truth around them have also not got open eyes. Okay.
Taisho, this thing can help us. Let's
Oh
not
yeah.
and disillusion him anytime soon. All right.
Well, but why would somebody choose to stay like this? Why would they choose to stay blind? If they claim that those who do not have opened eyes, why?
Oh, Taisho, there are
Speaking
many,
as someone
many
that
reasons to choose ignorance.
from someone that has lived their entire life that way, I actually can kind of understand.
Taisho, are you
But
just upset that you can't meet the Grandmaster?
No, no. I will show you. And Taisha just starts walking
where are you walking?
towards the Grandmaster's quarters.
Okay, make a perception check. Actually, everyone can make a perception check on
This
this.
creature.
Can I, instead of perception, I want to, if possible, could I cast the spirit sense to see if I can sense anything like around us, kind of on the edge of the sounds? I think it's like a 30-foot circle.
Yeah, you can. Oh,
Okay.
you know what?
Basically, what I'm looking for is to see if like the spirits that are within us, if I can sense them all around us, because that'd be another way to see if there are more than just us.
Liu will
sure.
actually try and grab for Taisho to hold him back.
I'll still make a perception check
alright.
though, if you want.
No, that's fine. All right, so before Tamaki, because again, this is happening in an instant, right? So
Yeah.
like, if Taisha's doing that, I'm not imagining that you're just going to suddenly go, oh, you know what I'll do? I'm going to turn around and do this other thing. So we're going to go after he's done this. So Taisha, you've started moving forward. Liu, you've gone to grab at Taisho, but as this happens, you suddenly hear the clinking of chains, and very swiftly, I mean like very, very swiftly, Taisho, you feel something pressing against the back of your throat, as well as the front of your throat, as your head is basically now between both of his karmas, as he is moved swiftly, like almost from kneeling to standing in an aggressive stance. And if he basically goes into like a hip shoulder maneuver, that's gonna clip together like a pair of scissors. As he holds you, He simply says, "Master, shall I slay this man for his ignorance?"
Yeah, slay me. Speak out, master.
He stops for a moment and listens. He then drops his blades by his sides, and he says, "The master will see you." And he returns next to where Liu is and will continue to kneel.
I'll make my way forward.
All right. As you step forward, you step onto the tamaki, which is the actual floor mats, which is actually the name of floor mats, which
Oh,
I found it very funny that Neil decided to make a magistrate literally named doormat.
I thought it was tatami.
I know, I'm joking.
Tatami, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
tatami.
it was- yeah,
It is tatami.
tatami.
It's tatami.
Okay, I'm
All
like,
right. All right. So anyway, the yes, the
I was gonna
tatami
laugh.
floor mats. As you step onto it, there is a sliding door that leads into the inner sanctum of this building, and as you open it, you see before you a dojo. The dojo has several pillars which you use for like training dummies and the like. You can see carvings very similar to your friend outside, but only kind of from the upper body. And you can kind of see that they're kind of limp, as it were. Like you think that these were used as training sparring partners. At the end of the room, you can see what looks to be a large pool of water shaped like a crescent moon, and behind it still is a seat that has several very ostentatious looking sort of fixtures that make this quite a throne kind of visage. There, seated upon it, is a long decayed skeleton, a body of a person who has been skewered in the chest by what looks to be a trident of some kind. Three-pronged spear kind of twisted into where their heart would be. You also see there's some signs of like fire damage, like burn marks and the like, and you can see that part of the robes that they were wearing have been singed and burnt away. Likely an explosive of some kind.
Before recognizing a place of training, Taisho will take the moment to bow before entering, and then we'll enter, and seeing the trident embedded in the skeleton, he'll go up and just try and wrench it out to see what it is.
Sure. As you move over to the body, you pass by several of these like blood-stained floor bits. Again, you can see more signs of the battle, the slashes and the shurikens that are like embedded in the ceiling and the walls here. As you approach, you climb up and over the water. You grab hold of you go to grab hold of the trident. Now, I need you to make me a perception check. This is going to be your insight bonus.
Oh, fucking finally higher.
All right. As you climb the stairs and you reach out, you notice something. Inside the water surrounding the throne are basically bones, just piles of bones at the bottom of what looks to be a very deep recess. The recess itself is tiled, so there's like these little porcelain tiles that go down and deep, almost like a swimming pool, as it were. And at the bottom, instead of like the tiled floor that you would normally see, they're just like you can't even tell how many bones there are, or how many bodies of bones these might have been.
Well, no one know what it better than that. Okay. And I'll continue up and
Yep.
pull.
All right. You go and you grab the trident and you begin to pull. As soon as you do so, you realize the Grandmaster's hand is still kind of clutching the head of the trident, and as you yank it, you hear a very, very soft ting. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Ooh.
As our heroes have managed to find the secret ninja village of the moon, the Bird of the Moon clan, Taisho has entered the Grandmaster's chambers. But what pray will happen to our dear Taisho as we get to this point? All right. Yeah, maybe a massive explosion, maybe poison gas. Who knows? We'll have to
Maybe
see.
undead ninjas. Undead ninjas. Undead
Undead
ninjas.
ninjas would be
Lots of
kind of
Undead
cool.
plague ninjas.
I already don't like ninja clans, so
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, Kaito walks in. It's like, Taisho, are you okay? Nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
Just walks in, walks straight back out. All right, let's go through a very quick round of memorable moments for today. Let's start with none other than Liu. Liu, memorable moment for today's session.
I think it's got to be the interpretive dance on the wall.
I
That was lots of
I
fun.
was gonna say I loved the interpretive dance. I love.
I
the
wanted
fact,
that role to be good so much.
Oh man, you know, have you watched Meet the Croods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched the second one, like the new movie? I don't remember
No,
what
I
it's
haven't
called.
seen the
I
second
haven't
one.
seen that one.
was
Yeah,
another
there's,
one?
there's a scene in it where he's trying to converse with the punch monkeys, and it's just like all punches. So he's like punching, getting slapped, and like hitting each other. I'm kind of imagining this scene like when he was doing the interpretive dance, like the monkeys were like, oh yeah, like this guy, But what you meant to say is please we come in peace, don't injure us. Is please we come to fight. Give us the best you've got. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Send Tiny in. So yeah, I love that. That was amazing. Tamaki, memorable moment.
I definitely enjoyed when Tamaki just was like, I got an idea. And he just runs off with the cart and Steve.
Yeah. That was good though. You did get a bunch of papayas, which actually did help out in the chase scene. For what it's worth, it at least gave you the option to be able to do stuff.
Yeah.
Papaya, ah!
Yeah. Throwing papayas. Yeah. Kaito, memorable moment for today.
I actually, I mean, this was like the opening of the entire session, but I kind of liked having Kaito finally get like the death of his parents off his chest, and showing that maybe there's less amnesia and more purposeful, like him living a lie. And it's actually kind of interesting that like he actually might kind of like respect or feel bad for the ninja, because he kind of understands what it's like to literally live with a lie and like believing it yourself. So it's like, yeah, it's interesting. There's actually like, even though he doesn't like ninjas, there's a parallel between the two of them.
yeah, I love that too. I think it's really great, and I think there's a lot to really explore there. And Taisha, memorable moment.
Actually was just there at the end. So with this character, when Taisha's like, no, dude, there's literally, they're all dead. How can you not see this? And basically challenged by his three companions to say, well, no, you can see that. And it's like, no, I'm going to prove it to you. And then having this guy's blade suddenly at his neck. But the follow-up thing to that was Taisha's going, yeah, come on then, chop my head off. Let's hear you say that.
Yeah, well, that was it. That's exactly the point of the whole thing is he is a loyal ninja. And it's really funny too, because like I said, it's actually a little bit of hard work. I'm not gonna lie, as a GM, like trying to improv this and going like, okay, how do I word what I'm about to say or ask or do next in a way that silence is going to be an answer that is valid and I can take that as an answer. So it's been actually kind of challenging. I love this character, and I want to actually give a special shout out and thank you to Grizzles for this character, because this is actually a donated character from our from last week. Grizzles dropped our $50 donations, and this is the character that we've thrown in. So there's a whole side quest. So this is going in the way of the werewolf. And I know it seems like I'm gonna turn all the NPCs into like, oh no, my clan died. It's not. Okay, there is a different story here, a completely unique story.
But one was killed by ninjas, and the other one is ninjas. So
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
What is
No,
going
yeah,
on?
it's completely
Killed by
different. Completely different.
werewolves.
No, don't worry. The story to come is kind of cool. This is just the premise of how you meet this particular individual,
Yeah.
who by the way, his name is Valtris. Valtris is his
Nice.
name, and it's a very cool name.
Valtris.
So very well done. Thank you, Grizz, for this this character. Now, my memorable moment is actually a lot more subtle. I love Liu, right? Like, I can't tell you enough how much I love Liu. I mean, I love all the characters, don't get me wrong, as a GM, like, you know, we love all our children, but clearly Liu is my favorite. Mostly because I love the guy who plays the straight man, who seems to be the foible in all of the stuff that tends to happen. Like, you know, you like Liu had that moment where he noticed something in the woods. Like, he didn't see it, but he was kind of like, you know, something's wrong, something's up. He brought it to everyone's attention. They stopped, and it's like, okay, cool, I guess we're stopping. And you know, like, then he immediately springs in action. Okay, I'm gonna try and get the high ground and look around and see what's up. And then there's this monkey, and I could just imagine like Liu in my mind, like going, why are you fucking around with a monkey? Like, and then when all of it happened, it was just like, of course there's a swarm of monkeys. Of course there is. Listen, monkeys, we mean no harm. Or send a gorilla. Why not? Please, come at me with said gorilla. And you know,
as a player, that's exactly how my mind was working.
Oh yeah, and then
I was like, oh, the thing that was causing all this was just a little monkey. That's not that bad.
Yeah, that's true. And then you know what's really funny? The whole encounter would have been bypassed if you just gave him the damn spear. But I didn't. You know, you poked him with a spear. He was just gonna steal something, like something random. But it's like, oh, I guess if you're giving him the spear, like, all right. But the quintessential moment for me was when Liu had a papaya, and he threw the papaya out at the gorilla. And it just like, it almost like felt like his soul was crushed like the papaya underneath the thing. It's just like this is gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that about Liu. I love that about Liu because Liu has such a tragic story. You know what I mean? Like having a group of heroes doing the hero thing is like one thing, but having the tragic hero, like, he's not injured. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like in a like life or death situation, but he's just in a situation where he's just like this is just one thing after another, and I love that about Liu because I think it suits him. I mean, I hope that doesn't always happen, right? As a GM to a player, I hope that doesn't always happen, but there's something very special to me like when it happens to Liu over anyone else, because you know, it's like, it's sad crow does sad thing, and it's just and it just makes me want him to succeed all the more, and I love that about him. I love it, absolutely love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you once again for your support and for your attention. As we, you know, like, look, I want to say this actually while I'm because I completely got lost in my own thing and I actually forgot to find someone to raid. So we're gonna find someone to raid, but before we do, guys, I want to say this. It means so much to me that you guys take time out of your week to come and join us. Like, games, especially live plays and stuff like that, take up so much time, and you can get to a point where you know, like, you can just lose track of games. You can, you know, like, kind of, you have other things to do, especially depending on what time of day it happens to be. I appreciate each and every one of my audience members and of course my players for giving me your time and attention, and for valuing what I do enough to be here. So thank you guys very, very personally, very, very deeply for that. It does mean the world. All right, we are going to go and raid someone today. We are going to go and raid who is doing stuff. And sometimes you get to watch people get beaten up by monkeys. There you go. Let's see. We're going to go and raid. Let's raid Matthew Perkins. We haven't raided Matt in a while. Matthew Perkins is a wonderful YouTuber and a wonderful RPG personality, long-term friend of the channel. He does lots of read-throughs and recordings of the books of like Pathfinder and of Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. So we're gonna go and raid on him and send him some love. If you haven't followed his channel, follow him on Twitch and YouTube as well. Be sure to send him all of the heart emojis, all of the raid emojis. Until we meet again, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, everyone.